Best Buy paid for my sister's wedding, and I have to tell you this story. So back in 2012, when I was 27, I purchased my dad an iPad for Father's Day. And I gave it to him that weekend, and the first thing he did was look up his local newspaper from his Greek village. I thought that was pretty funny, so I tweeted, because I used Twitter at the time, I just got my dad an iPad, and the first thing he does is open up his village newspaper that's in Greek. So apparently someone was at a barbecue, like a Best Buy executive, and I guess they followed me on Twitter and they thought my tweet was really funny and they shared it with the table. And I don't know what happened after that, but the next day, Best Buy corporate is calling me in my office. I don't even know how they got my office number. Well, I guess it's not that hard. You could Google. Anyway, so they called me in my office and they're like, hey, we saw your tweet and we really want to interview you and your dad. And I was like, who's this? Like, what? And as I'm saying that, like a movie, suddenly a messenger shows up from Best Buy with two $100 gift cards to Best Buy. And they're on the phone with me and they're like, listen, we're really serious. We really want to talk to you and your dad. If you're interested, there will be a black car waiting outside for you to take you to wherever your dad lives so that we can interview you tonight over Skype. Again, this is 2012. So I said, let's go. I called my dad. I said, hey, I'm coming home. This is what's happening, which I don't know what's happening. Just someone wants to talk to us on Skype, but I'll be home in an hour. Got home. I told my dad, ready to go on Skype? And he's like, yeah, okay. My dad's not the kind of yeah, okay dad, but he was in really good spirits. So anyway, we're being interviewed by, I think, a talent manager or some advertising executive. And she's asking us all these questions. One of her questions was like, why did you buy your dad an iPad? And then I had to explain to her, like, first generation immigrant kill, because anytime I have any remote success or money, I kind of want to find a way to give it back to my parents. Let me know if you relate to that. She also asked my dad a few questions, and my dad speaks predominantly in Greek, but he did really great. There were only like a couple of times I had to translate. Anyway, she is smiling ear to ear, and she says, listen, I really like you guys. I want you to come out to LA in 2 days. Like in 2 days, we want you to board a plane and come out to LA. We want to shoot a commercial. And my dad and I just looked at each other and were like, okay, let's do it. So 2 days later, we're being flown out first class. We get to LAX. They take us to our hotel, The Lowe's. We were going to stay there for 3 nights because they didn't know which day they would be shooting. The first night we get to wardrobe, so we know what we're going to wear the next day. And they're also kind of setting the expectations like, listen, just enjoy this process. Chances are your commercial's not going to get picked. We're shooting 4 other commercials. But for your participation tomorrow, you will receive $2,500 each. And my dad and I were just like over the moon. We're like, what is this? You know, it was such a cool and interesting experience. Anyway, so